Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Talk back into the video today, and today we're going to be talking about the Houston Rockets potentially signing small forward / power forward Lamar Stevens, who's played his last 3 seasons for the Cleveland Cavaliers and was a part of a sign-and trade heading to the San Antonio Spurs when the San Antonio Spurs, Cleveland Cavaliers, and the Miami Heat were all involved in a sign-and trade earlier in the offseason when the Cleveland Cavaliers completed a sign-and trade for shooting guard / small forward who was a part of the Miami Heat's organization for the last couple of years, Max Strus, who signed, I think it was a 4-year something deal with the Cavs, and he's going to be a great addition for the Cleveland Cavaliers this season. And in the signing trade, I believe it was Jenny Osman, Lamar Stevens, a second-round pick, went to San Antonio. The Cavs got Max Strus, and the Heat got a second-round pick. Yeah, I mean, and that is a little weird. The Heat, the team that Max Strus was on, they only get a second-round pick, while the Spurs got Stevens, Osman, a second-round pick, and I think they got Cavs considerations as well. So the Spurs got all the assets, while the Heat was the team that Strus was on the past season. But I think the big reason the Spurs got that much is because they needed the Spurs to be in that 3-team trade. As a couple months go by, Lamar Stevens stays on the Spurs roster until they waive him. Lamar Stevens has been a free agent for, if not a little bit over a month. I think it's been well over 3 weeks, but I think it's been a month and a half since Lamar Stevens has been a free agent. He has drawn some interest from some teams recently. A couple weeks ago, I think maybe 3 weeks ago, we heard about the Boston Celtics, and they were working him out and would like to sign him. I think they worked out 2 players. It was T.J. Warren, who played for the Suns and the Nets last year, and it was Lamar Stevens. They didn't sign anything. They didn't sign either one of those players, but they are still one of the teams that are very interested and they are looking at him. But it was also reported recently that the Houston Rockets, among other teams like the Memphis Grizzlies, the Minnesota Timberwolves, the Boston. So I think it was the Rockets, the Timberwolves, the Grizzlies, the Celtics, and there was 2 other teams that have interest in signing Lamar Stevens, who played his last three seasons with the Cleveland Cavaliers. I would be down for the Rockets to sign him, to be honest. Let's go over his stats over the last 2 seasons. Mainly last 2 seasons. We'll go over his first season with the Cavs, but it wasn't as good as his first 2. He's not that much of an offensive player. He's a solid offensive player, but he's mainly a defensive player. He's good. He's a really good defensive player. So this year, he was a half starter, half not starter for the Cavs. Played 62 games with 25 starts and averaged 18 minutes per game. He averaged 5.5 points per game with 3.5 rebounds per game and a half assist per game with 0.3 blocks per game and a half a steal per game. His 3-point percentage with the Cleveland Cavaliers this year was 32%, and his field goal percentage was 45%. 2021-22 season with the Cleveland Cavaliers, he averaged 6.1 points per game, while he averaged 2.6 rebounds per game, 1 assist per game, 1 steal per game, and a half a block per game. His 3-point percentage was a terrible 27%, and his field goal percentage was up before, but it did go down in the past season. His field goal percentage in the 2021-22 season was 49%. His first season, his rookie season with the Cavs in the 2020-21 season, he played 40 games. Oh, also to mention, in the 21-22 season, he did play 63 games with 13 starts. But in his rookie season, played only 40 games with 0 starts, 12.5 minutes per game, and he averaged 4.1 points per game, 2.5 rebounds per game, 1 assist per game, a half a steal per game, and his 3-point percentage, it just keeps getting worse. His 3-point percentage was 16%, but his field goal percentage was 46% with the Cavs. But he's mainly a good defensive player, and he's a solid offensive player. And his 3-point percentages got better over the past couple seasons with the Cleveland Cavaliers. But not only has his 3-point percentage started to get better over the past 3 seasons with the Cavs, but the amount of 3-point attempts he takes have started to gone up. 2020-21 season with the Cavs, he only averaged 0.6 3-point attempts in his rookie season. Then 2021-22 season, he only averaged 1 3-point attempt per game with the Cavs in the 2021-22 season. And then this past season, he averaged 1.5 3-point attempts per game. So his 3-point field goal attempts went up every single year. He doesn't really take a lot of threes, so that's why his percentage is not good, because he doesn't really take them a lot. But over the years have started to go by, he has started to take way more threes throughout his career, and he's gotten a little bit better at shooting those the 3-pointer. But yeah, he's mainly a good defensive player. He would be a decent signing for the Rockets at the small forward. The thing is they have no roster spots left. They just used their last roster spot signing Boban Marjanovic. No complaints there. The Rockets needed a third center for, going into training camps. I have no complaints by the Rockets, signing Boban Marjanovic. But a roster spot can definitely come open very soon for the Houston Rockets, because Kevin Porter Jr. is on his way out in a trade. But the thing is the Houston Rockets are trying to trade Kevin Porter Jr. and multiple second-round picks for a player. So I just don't know how the Rockets get Lamar Stevens in. I would have said if you're trading Kevin Porter Jr. and 2 second-round picks for nothing, just trying to get someone to dump his salary, just to trying to get Kevin Porter Jr. to take on just trying to get some team to take on KPJ's salary, then likely you have a roster spot open, you sign Lamar Stevens, who you have interest in. But no, the Rockets are trying to trade Kevin Porter Jr. and 2 second-round picks for a player in return. So that means if Kevin Porter Jr. is off the roster, whoever the Rockets are receiving back is the guy that's the new guy on the roster. So I don't know where you find room to get Lamar Stevens on the roster if you want to sign him bad. But if you find the way to make it happen, I don't mind it. Another thing is not only do you have a problem of trying to create some roster space to get him on the roster, look at him. Look how much talent you have at the forward position. I don't know where, it would be great to get him on the roster, but I don't really know how much he'd play. I mean, look at the backup forwards. I mean, we don't have to talk about the starters at the 4 backup starting 4. You have Jabari and Dylan Brooks at the starting 3, but then off the bench, that's where it gets tricky. You have the following players: Tari Eason, Cam Whitmore, Jayshawn Tate, Jeff Green. I don't know where, Lamar Stevens is going to play. I mean, maybe it's just a signing for, a training camp deal, and he'll play for the Rockets throughout the training camp and preseason, and then he won't make the roster, and then he'll have a chance to make somebody else's roster. But if other teams are willing to sign them on the roster, and, he could get more playing time there. I mean, I don't want the Rockets to sign another forward when, we already have so many forwards in the backup rotation with Jayshawn Tate, Jeff Green, and not only that, but Cam Whitmore and Tari Eason, the main guys off the bench at the forward position. I really don't think it would make sense to sign Lamar Stevens, even though he's a solid player. He's getting better at offense every year, and he's a good defensive player. I still don't think it'd be, I don't think it'd be a good idea to sign Lamar Stevens, but if it happened, I wouldn't be upset, but I think he'd be better off signing somewhere like with the Minnesota Timberwolves or the Boston Celtics. But you guys let me know your thoughts. That's it for the video. If you guys enjoy them, your thoughts, and peace out. Go Rockets.